Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today's gist is coming from the palace. Of course, Ooni of Ife has been on everybody's lips, talking about how he got married to several women in a short period of time. Now, people do not have a problem with the Ooni marrying several wives, but the problem people are having is why the close interval. In the space of 3-4 days, he got married to each and every of these women. Well, there was another news which surfaced online saying the Ooni has to marry at least 13 wives as required by the tradition. He also mentioned that there are some developments that are not within his power. Hence, he has to do the biddings, as some of it that he tried to avert blew up in his face. And that is one of the reasons why the Ooni had to get married to several women. But the problem and the reason why a lot of people have been calling out Ooni was because of the close interval. A lot of people had said so many derogatory things about the Ooni, calling him names, making mockery of him, making memes. So many things have been going on social media. And of course, the Ooni is aware of this. He is on social media as well, severally been tagged to so many posts on social media, from blog sites, so many news about Ooni of Ife. And of course, it's not expected that the Ooni should respond or react to any of this. He is a king, a first-class monarch at that. So whatever he does it for the tradition and the culture. To the surprise, and not so surprising to people, a video surfaced online where Ooni was seen talking into a mic, asking his queens, saying, "Queens, am I not gentle? Am I not kind? Am I not sweet? Am I not modest?" And of course, the queens all responded saying, "Yes, you are, Kabiyesi," and they all sound happy in the video. But seeing this, some people are wondering, why do you have to say this? You're a king. You don't need to come out sharing this. Defend your cause. You're a king, and whatever you do it for the culture. You do it for the tradition. And so many reactions were filled in the comment section after several blogs post this video on social media. Well, the queens also, the 7 queens who are now queens to the Ooni of Ife, didn't react to any of the claims, the drags, the name calling on social media. Some were even called out personally, the likes of Yeyelua, Queen Mariam Enitan Ogunwusi, who was called out by a best friend, a one-time best friend of course, saying Queen Mariam is a snake, a pretentious and wicked person. She didn't react to that. Followed by Queen Ashley and Queen Toby, who was said to have beaten each other to pulp after dragging for a parking space in the palace. Well, after Queen Naomi left the palace, it was assumed that the king was single and had no queen in the palace. But this is not true. In fact, the Ooni himself revealed this in 2018 in an interview with The Punch, when he had his birthday and also welcomed Queen Naomi back then. He explained that there is a queen in the palace, the first ever queen, and as a matter of fact, he has never been single. In Ooni of Ife's words, he said, "To the glory of God, marriage is one of the things that one should do. Honestly though, I was never really single. I have a permanent olori in the palace spiritually, but I just joined my new one physically. The permanent olori in the palace is the Yeyemolu, who is the first olori in the palace, and she has a spiritual role to play in here. As a matter of fact, the Ooni can never be single because he permanently has a wife in the palace. Even if there is no woman in the palace, she, the Yeyemolu, is there always." Many people probably just thought I was single all the while. This was in 2018 when he welcomed Queen Naomi into the palace. Well, aside Yeyemolu, the permanent queen in the palace, it was said that the likes of Queen Ashley and several other queens had always been in the palace. In fact, some of them have welcomed beautiful daughters in the palace, and recalling that the Ooni celebrated a little girl who he referred to as Princess, who is his daughter. Although back then it was just Queen Naomi, King was flaunting and showing all around media. These two are always together. She is always attending functions together with the king. The new queens also have always been in the palace. We've had so many of them represent the Ooni at one function or the other before they now officially become queens in the palace. Well, some people have concluded that it is possible that the Ooni is marrying each and every one of them, since he already had 1 or 2 relationships with them as required by the tradition. Probably, maybe the tradition requires him to marry women he has had 1 or 2 things with, and that's why they all had to come in such manner. Well, here are things people had to say in the comment section after the Ooni was seen addressing his queens with a public address system. A user said, principal addressing his students. Another user said, would they always record self? Can't they keep this business off the media? Them don't turn a whole king to a laughing stock. Another user said, the throne no longer commands the respect it used to. I feel Ife people really made a big mistake, or if not Ifa self no choose well, cause what the hell is all this Enitan is doing? Another user said, what Anita can take, Mary can't. Indeed, a case of do you, the world would adjust. Good luck, Kabiyesi. Another user said, he go they use timetable now, and he will call and know them by name of days. Another user said, Father Lord, rich and educated women, oh God I beg, always keep my brain in check till I return to you. Another user said, PA system is needed already because he bought his crowd wives onto himself. Another user said, Ifa needs to be consulted. Another user said, I don't expect Oba update since Oni Palace don't turn PDP lecture room for poly, where then they use mic receive lecture. Another user said, be like say him they do seminar for the wives. Hello queens. This and different derogatory statements were filled in the comment section after people saw this online. Well, as assumed by people that Ifa picked wrongly, that's a statement people need to take back. As the Ooni Enitan Ogunwusi or Jaja too had been prophesied before time, there was a prophecy that he will become king. Sharon Daisy said, the prophecy came before I was born. Also, kings are actually born, not made. In my case, before I was born, it had been predicted that I would be king, and to God's glory, that prophecy stood and came to reality. There are many predictions and destinies that actually don't get fulfilled, but thank God that mine came to pass. It was God who made mine to become a reality. I had been very conscious of it growing up. Also, before I became king as a prince, I had been friends to many other kings. I have learnt the ropes for many years before I assumed the throne. So therefore, it is wrong to actually say that the Ifa picked wrongly when it comes to the Ooni of Ife's throne. Well, in my opinion, Ooni is the king, a most revered king, a first-class monarch, and he doesn't need to explain himself or his actions mere mortals. Well guys, let's hear it in the comment section. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment in the comment section below. Thank you. Bye.